like a kid. Yeah, there's your toy, play with it, enjoy it, you know. And this toy is starting to hurt us, and it's starting to make us think that we are separate, and it's starting to make us think, and all these things. So because it is the operator, right? We think, yeah, I don't know God or anything, but as you know, God's everywhere, isn't it? God's everywhere. The power is everywhere. It's inside you, it's outside of you. There's not anywhere where God isn't, you know. And you do have humans have this, you know. Oh God, I always get to a point where I'm boring myself, you know. I start getting bored with what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it's good. Sweetness, your mic.
Actually, it doesn't confuse me. It's really how it should be, and it makes perfect example. Just because you can't see your parents doesn't mean that they're not there. Just because you're home alone and everyone else is elsewhere doesn't mean that it's not there. And that's the beauty of it, because God is everywhere, yet you have that sense of aloneness. But when you're alone, you're not alone, you're with God, if you can quiet your mind. And meditation, to me, it's not just sitting, you know, in a corner of a room, in a dark room, and having God. Like, you could be living your life right, and living your life in a way that's conscious, and that is part of meditation. And that's the whole beauty of life, you know. We have this free will, and we have this sense of finding our own path, finding our own truth, and seeing that beauty within ourselves. Yet, at the same time, we're all interconnected, we're all part of a whole, and this entire universe encompasses each and every one of us. And that's the whole beauty of life. And we have strengths, and we have weaknesses. And yet we can choose to do what we want with that strength and with that weaknesses. And we can choose our own path. And that's beauty in itself. And that's why I think that life is so incredible. You know, we don't realize how amazing life is until we're about to lose it. And we don't even realize that, you know, like part of our bodies, our hands, our ear, our feet, until we're about to lose our arm, then we don't realize how a teeny thing such as our arm is such an integral part of our being. And that's a philosophical question. We are life, and, you know, a lot of people, you know, they're not afraid of dying, they're afraid of living. You know, to live, to branch out into the world, and to let go of our conditioning. And we're stuck in this societal conditioning over and over, and the part of spirituality is trying to break free from that. And it's uncomfortable sometimes to try to break free of the familiar. But if we're intuitive, we know within ourselves, we know what our path is. And trying to find that peace of mind to follow that path is really hard. Even for myself, for example, like having a good home life, having a good job, having that American dream should be enough. But the world draws me, and it's not enough. And I'm constantly being pulled by this world. And you know, Krishnamurti, my guru, he always starts off by saying we're too attached to this world. And we are too attached to this world. We don't want to leave this world. And we try to hang on as long as we can. We're in the world, we want to be in the world, and we don't want to leave it. And to detach from this world is something that we need to do eventually, but to be conscious of, be in the world, but not lose yourself to the world. The world is the world, we're part of it, but not lose yourself to that. And I'm constantly struggling with that, because the society dictates one thing to us, but we know that our path is not such. So, okay, I'm going to relinquish the mic back to the room for the next person, whoever wants to take the mic. Okay, Scal, your mic.
Yeah, thanks, sweet. Yeah. Oh, excellent. Yeah. So your guru is Krishnamurti. Excellent. I haven't heard a lot of Krishnamurti, but I know he more or less says what they all say, because there is only what there is. You know, wind is wind, and no matter who says wind, it's wind, isn't it? They have to say wind because that's what it is, because there is only what there is. But you choose your guru, don't you? You pick what makes sense to you. You find what makes sense to you. I've got a teacher as well, and he makes sense to me, and that's why I'm not with somebody else. You know, I'm with him because it makes sense to me. I've got a connection. You know what I mean? And so I understand that totally with you. It's a personal thing, isn't it? We got given personal, so you can have your own personal thing, and which we do. You know, I like things. We're both human beings, but I like things that you don't like. You know, it's that, and it's personal things. And it might be, you know, people start saying, oh, well, that's your ego and all this and that, and ego this and ego that. I'm not interested in ego one little bit. I'm not bothered about that, because that's what I use. I use ego all the time. You know what I mean? It's part of my makeup, and I have to use it. So I don't really know what I'm saying. I'm not very good at conversations, but
is that roof shoveled up?
yeah, I know you've got an idea, for want of words, an idea. You've got an idea of how it goes, you know, how things work, and you're using your words of how to put it across, and your explanation, what you've experienced, and you're trying to express it in your words and what. It'll always make sense to you. You know, maybe to others it might not make sense, because this is the world, isn't it? We've got different people with different ideas, and it's two ideas coming together, and they seem to not make sense. You know, when they both meet. But you know, I get you. I understand you. What you mean, totally. Because I've got a master as well, and the words are the same as Krishnamurti, as Ram, as Buddha, as Krishna, as Jesus, as Guru Nanak, as Surampuranand. You know, all of them, and all those what we don't even know. So they're all saying the same exact thing, just differently. It's exactly the same, because there is only what there is. You know, and that's the beauty of it, I think. It's for those who can get over that thing of, you know, mine is better than yours and all this stuff. Those who can see it, that they're all talking the same thing. They're all talking the same. You know, that's a great attribute for the person who can see that they're all saying the same thing, and that's great. You know, but you do have a personal connection with your teacher. This is a unique part of it. You know, you have you do have a unique connection. It's kind of strange, you know. Like my master's master right? He's dead now, but my master's master. I haven't got a connection with my master's master, but my master's got a connection with his master, but I don't. I've got a connection with my master. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's weird. And now my master's master can do exactly the same thing as my master can, but I don't have a connection with him. I have a connection with my master. And it's strange, but this is how it works. But they're saying it in doing exactly the same thing, and it's very odd. But the
There we go. Oh, did you hear that? Feedback. See?
Yeah, I hear it.
Now, if I take that off, then we don't get any feedback, and I have to be up close to the mic in order to be heard. You're listening to LiveTalkRadio.com, and we continue with an open mic in the Live Talk Radio Cyber Radio Production Studio.
if you've had an engagement with actual God itself, the essence of it all, if you've had an engagement with that, then you're complete. You're done then. It's something happens to you and you're done. You're finished. You just feel peace and contentment and you're enlightened and you feel wonderful. You just enjoy life, and it's really nice. Life. I don't mean what you can do in your life. I don't mean your job and all this and that. You still don't enjoy those things, but enjoy life itself, which is a different thing. But if you haven't had a connection with God, but you have a feeling of longing to be with God, to want to connect, then that's good also, obviously, because it's the longing. Eventually, because of that thirst, you'll get a connection with God. You'll be drawn to it. No matter what happens in the universe, you will end up with it. Because you're thirsty. You're thirsty for it. And that's that. And then there's the other people who haven't got a clue why they're alive, what they're doing here. They don't want to know anything of God. They don't want to do. They just want to wake up in the morning, do the thing, go back to bed, wake up, go back to bed, wake up, go back to bed, and then die. And that's all they want to do. There are those people who want to know, and those people who don't. And the masters are interested in those people who do want to know, not the people who don't want to know. Not interested in them. Why would they? They don't want to know. It's like hey coach. That love, that God, is everywhere. It is literally everywhere. There is not one atom that isn't where God is. Is that right? There isn't one square centimetre in this infinite universe where God isn't. Beautiful. The beloved. Absolute sheer magic. But for a human being species who wants to engage in this power called God, they have to look within. To perceive it, you have to look within. That's the only way. To look at it, to be able to see it, you have to look within, not out. It is outside, but you can't see it with these eyes. If you want to see it, you have to go within. And this is why the teachers teach the meditations. And not all meditations will do it. This is another problem with God. not all meditations take you to that place. You know, only the right one will take you to that place. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I sit down and go, right, I'll close my eyes and see God. That won't do it. That won't do it. You have to be shown particular. It's a particular meditation. But anyway, that's another story. That's something else, that. But that's what that is. In order to see it, and it's like this. People say, "Well, God is everywhere. I'm God. You know, God. Everything's God. Everything's divine. So therefore, I can see it. So there." Yeah, but if you want to experience that power, what did all this? If you want to experience it, then it's different. And it's like a blind man in a beautiful garden, right? And you said to him, right, that beautiful garden is here, and he can't see any of it. He can't enjoy any of it. He's just going to say, I can't see it. I can't see it. And you say, it's here, look. It's incredibly beautiful, look. No, I can't see it. I can't see it. And it's all around him. Can't see it. I don't know, I can't see anything. Yeah, but it's all around you. And it keeps you alive. Yeah, but I can't see it. So that blind man needs to open his eyes, doesn't he? He needs to open his eyes, see the beauty. What is this thing? And he'll go, oh my God, I had no idea it was so beautiful. I had no idea. And that's what it is. That's what's going on. People need to realise it, see it. Yes, it is everywhere, but they need the eyes to see it. When two become one, like Jesus said, when two become one, you can see it. You know, that's when you can see it. When two become one, the eye can see it. It's amazing. It really is. Anyway, that's that. I've talked a great deal, so I don't usually talk in this room. So there you go. Anyway, Mark 3. I'm just rabbiting on, you know. Rabbiting. Rabbit. You know, that kind of thing. You know, it's just like you said to someone, you know, like, it's everywhere, isn't it? It's God's everywhere, and they say, yeah, God's everywhere. And you say, yeah, but have you seen it? Have you seen it? And they go, well, no, but, you know, it's everywhere, isn't it? Yeah, but have you seen the power that created this television, that created that galaxy? Have you seen it? Have you partaked with it? Have you heard it? Well, no, but it's everywhere, isn't it? That's not good enough. That's not good enough, is it? The greatest love... Oh, shut up, Scal. You're boring. Oh. Have I felt it? Aye. Good. That's what we want. That's what needs to happen. More people to have seen it, to have the experience of that power. And the more people awake, the less the unconscious can take a hold. This is what needs to happen. You know, there has to be some kind of balance. We can't live in a world of darkness, a world of unconsciousness. We can't just live in that. God will still be here, but we'll have no clue of it. And we'll just wake up, go to work, come home, and die. And it would have been useless. The life would not have been recognised, and it would be pointless to not have been totally blissed out in peace and contentment and enlightenment. You know, it would be a right shame that the most perfectly developed species that's ever graced this universe, called a human being, is born and put to work and then died, and that's it. We might as well just blow the world up and have done. Yeah, I'm right, aren't I? You might as well just blow the world up and have done with it. But it's not like that, is it? There are people who can see the God, such as myself and Giblet. Is it Giblet? Giglet. And such as Giglet, you know, who have seen God. And there's quite a few now in the world who have actually had the experience of God itself. Who have seen it, felt it, heard it, you can taste it as well, taste it, but not with this tongue, not with this tongue and not with these ears. You don't hear it with these ears, you hear it something else. And all this and all that, and you go inside and the bliss is there and it's beautiful and the peace is there and the enlightened soul becomes awake. And because of this, it's worth living. Keep this planet safe, because it's the most beautiful experience for a human being to connect with God. The most beautiful. There's nothing higher than that. It's the absolute powerhouse of all things. It's the fundamental state of all living creatures in the entire universe. And we humans have the ability to go down to that and feel it and be with it and become content and peace and in peace and live our lives fulfilled. That's what it's about. Nothing else. We're here just to experience that. But to be born to work, you are born to work. Oh dear.
Live Talk Radio. Right now we have no sound coming out of the production studio here. Oh yes we do. It says he left and he's back, but for some reason we don't have any sound. We may have lost sound too. So let's see, let's close the room and reopen it. Oh, I love the glitches that are here. Just makes my day. Let's see if we can get sound back.
Your own little box.
Nope, can't get sound.
What you've been allowed to do while you're alive. And in this little box, you can do what you want. It's your own little sandpit. You know? And you play with it. That's all. As long as it doesn't get on the outside of the box, everything's well. You know? You just believe what you want. You know? I believe I'm Superman. I believe that. I'm not, but I believe it. You know? I know I'm not, but I believe it, you know. And I believe I'm God as well, the actual God, you know, with big flapping hands. And I believe I am the sun as well. And I burn my surface temperature is 1,000,000 degrees. Imagine that. My core is 15 million degrees centigrade. The core of me. I believe that. But I'm not, am I? That's why belief is stupid. And it's for stupidness. It's just stupid. Now, knowing something is different. Knowing. It's like a totally different thing altogether. Whoa, it's like, whoa. You know, it's like the beat on the streets. You know, you walk down the street and you know, it's like check it out. Ba-dum bum. Yeah, boom, ba-dum bum. Because it knows. Very different. I know I'm a human being. You know? I know that. Yeah, it's kind of amazing, isn't it? How knowing stops all the crap. It stops the crap by knowing. It stops you believing stupid things like, I'm Jupiter, when you know you're not. You know, it just flattens belief, doesn't it? You can believe anything you want, but all of it is rubbish because you just believe in it. It means nothing, cock-a-diggle-dee. Anyway, that's that. What else? What else? Have I covered everything? Or I think I've covered quite a lot. It's lovely though. It's lovely when you go inside and feel that bliss. You know, it's nice. And you know something? Before I felt this bliss inside me, I had no idea that such a wonderful, beautiful feeling was inside me. I had no idea of this. You know? Not one bit. If someone says you've got bliss inside you, I'd just go, alright, yeah, alright. But when I got shown it, when I got shown this bliss, oh my God. The greatest thing that's ever happened inside this frame called the body. Sheer magic. It's just something else. There's no comparison. You cannot compare the enjoyment on the inside to anything on the outside. It is uncomparable. Isn't that cool? It's uncomparable. So when I'm talking about enjoyment, I'm talking about the one inside, not party enjoyment, holiday enjoyment, sex enjoyment. That has nothing to do with the enjoyment I'm talking about. They are so different. The enjoyments of them two things are so different, you would think they were black and white. But we put them in the same category as enjoyment. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that weird, that? Awesome. Oh yeah, this is it. There's a saying in India. God is friends of silence. God is friends. Oh, that's it. God is friends with silence. It's something like that. Anyway, God is friends. So when you are silent, when you are totally silent, when you know how to silence yourself, what appears? God. It's the only time it appears. And in Buddhism, they say, calm the waters of the pond. When they are calm, you can see the reflection of the moon. And that's the same thing there. That's what they're trying to say there. The only time you can see the reflection of the moon is when the waters are calm. And if you know how to calm the waters, you will see what's in there. Yeah? That's the only time you'll see it. So silence and calm, slowing down, stillness, are friends of God, if you like. Because that's the only time you can see it. If you're all over the place, if the winds of the mind are blowing too hard, you won't see God. God's everywhere, yeah, but you won't see it because you're too busy in the head. Too many concepts, too many ideas, too much. It's like a marketplace. Too much going on. You need a break. You need time out. You need to get out there. Get out of the mad rat race. Get out of it and sit down and still yourself and see the God. And He will give you bliss, total bliss. Yeah, yeah. Anybody want the mic? You can have it. You won't. It's not mine. It doesn't belong to me. So there you go. That's it. I'm done. Yeah, I've emptied myself. I'm done.